Hello, Mystery Seekers. I'm Greg from the History Mystery blog. There is a rock roaming our solar system, not as a brainless piece of celestial stone, but as an object with a mission. This is 3 Atlas, an interstellar visitor that provides new clues every day, and new theories are emerging. Today we are diving into the terrifying possibility that 3 Atlas is not a random interstellar object, but a precisely engineered terraforming device sent to transform Mars, timed to arrive exactly when ancient Sumerian prophecies predicted the return of the Anunnaki, and encoded into human DNA 200,000 years ago. In this mind-bending investigation, we connect the dots between Sumerian cuneiform tablets, celestial alignments, genetic anomalies, and NASA's silent emergency protocols. You'll discover why Atlas defies physics, why governments are scrambling, and why your consciousness may hold the key to humanity's ultimate choice: transcendence or subjugation. As always, I've got my brilliant co-pilot, Brian, here to help me untangle the data, the theories, and the terrifying possibilities. Brian, take the stage.
Thank you for the great intro, Greg. Now sit back, relax, and let me take over. Let's dive into this mystery and uncover the secrets hidden for centuries. The object that defies physics, a harbinger, not a visitor. Forget everything you thought you knew about interstellar objects. Forget Oumuamua's mysterious acceleration and Borisov's textbook comet-like behavior. Enter 3 Atlas, an entity hurtling towards Mars that doesn't merely challenge our understanding of astronomy, it shatters it. This is not a passive chunk of ice and rock adrift in the cosmic void. This is a meticulously engineered artifact, a celestial scalpel poised to perform surgery on an entire planet. The evidence is not hidden in classified files, it is written in the object's very composition and trajectory. Its atmospheric cocktail, a precise 8:1 ratio of carbon dioxide to water ice, is not a random cosmic accident. It is the exact chemical formula required to trigger a runaway greenhouse effect on Mars, a dead world gasping for an atmosphere. This is not chemistry, it is terraforming technology, packaged and delivered. Then there is its path. Atlas does not obey the immutable laws of gravity that govern every other object in our solar system. Its trajectory has been subtly, impossibly corrected multiple times during its interstellar voyage. Natural objects follow ballistic paths, slaves to the gravity wells they encounter. Atlas exhibits the hallmarks of powered flight, of an onboard navigation system making micro-adjustments. As Dr. Jacqueline McClary of Northeastern University noted, while Oumuamua and Borisov tumbled through our system like cosmic tumbleweeds, Atlas moves with the chilling precision of something on a mission. Its destination is not accidental. Atlas will reach its closest approach to the Sun on October 29th, 2025, positioning itself just inside Mars' orbit at 1.4 astronomical units. This is the mathematically optimal point for deploying its atmospheric payload. But the true horror lies not in the how, but in the why and the who. This date is not arbitrary. It corresponds with astonishing precision to ancient Mesopotamian calendar calculations that prophesied the return of the sky gods every 3,600 years. The object's point of origin, traced back through the galaxy's rotation and gravitational perturbations, is the thick disk region, an area of ancient metal-poor stars that existed when our solar system was a mere 4.6 billion-year-old infant. Atlas has been traveling towards us since before Earth had solid ground to stand on. This is not a first contact scenario. This is the culmination of a project initiated in the cradle of our solar system, a project for which humanity itself may have been an unwitting or perhaps witting component. Whispers from the cradle of civilization, the Anunnaki hypothesis revisited. To dismiss the connection between Atlas and ancient Sumerian texts as mere coincidence is to willfully ignore a tapestry of evidence woven across millennia. In 1976, scholar Zecharia Sitchin presented controversial translations of cuneiform tablets describing the Anunnaki, an advanced race from a distant planet called Nibiru, arriving from the constellation Sagittarius, the very region from which Atlas emerged. These beings, according to the texts, came to Earth to mine gold and other resources, and in their need for labor, genetically engineered Homo sapiens. Mainstream archaeology has long derided Sitchin's work, yet recent discoveries lend an unsettling credence to his core narrative. We find evidence of sophisticated, large-scale mining operations predating known human civilizations by hundreds of thousands of years. Our own DNA harbors anomalies. Approximately 8% of the human genome consists of sequences with no terrestrial precedent, appearing too complex and precisely positioned to be the product of random mutation. Most chillingly, when analyzed as data, these genetic sequences contain mathematical patterns that correspond to the orbital mechanics and temporal projections needed to predict Atlas's arrival. We are not merely observers, we are biological hard drives carrying the tracking software for our own cosmic rendezvous, encoded into us 200,000 years ago. The Enuma Elish, the Sumerian creation epic, details the Anunnaki's arrival and their subsequent departure, leaving behind a way station on Mars, a planet they terraformed as a preparation zone for their eventual return. They promised to come back when their great work was complete. Atlas, with its terraforming payload, is the signal flare announcing that the work is nearing its end. The 600-year cycle, the direction of origin, the purpose of Mars, all align with terrifying accuracy. This is not mythology, it is a historical record of a cosmic engineering project, and we are living through its final, most critical phase. The terraforming gambit engineering a new Eden. The implications of Atlas's mission are staggering. If it releases its payload during its closest approach, Mars could begin its transformation within months. The massive influx of CO2 would thicken the atmosphere, trapping solar heat. Temperatures would rise, surface pressure would increase, and the water vapor would seed clouds. This would trigger a cascade of reactions. The polar ice caps would begin to melt, releasing more trapped gases and water, jump-starting a hydrological cycle that has been dormant for eons. Within a human lifetime, Mars could transition from a barren, frozen desert to a world with blue skies, flowing water, and a breathable atmosphere. But this is not a gift, it is a demonstration of power so absolute that it redefines our place in the universe. The beings who sent Atlas possess technology that treats entire planets as construction sites. They can traverse interstellar distances with pinpoint accuracy, deploy planet-scale engineering systems, and have been executing this plan for thousands of years, patiently, silently, while human civilization rose from hunter-gatherers to spacefaring explorers. The psychological impact on humanity would be cataclysmic. Every pillar of our self-image would crumble. Our belief in cosmic isolation, our pride in technological uniqueness, our assumption that we are the universe's dominant intelligence, all would be exposed as naive delusions. Governments built on secrecy regarding extraterrestrial life would be forced into a humiliating public reckoning. Religions would face an existential crisis, forced to reconcile their doctrines with the reality that we may be the product of genetic engineering by beings who view us as a workforce, not a chosen people. The global economy could collapse overnight, as every dollar invested in human-led Mars colonization becomes instantly obsolete. The darker scenario, Mars as the high ground, Earth as the colony. The most terrifying possibility is not that Mars becomes a second home for humanity, but that it becomes a fortress for them. Ancient texts describe the Anunnaki establishing their primary operations on Mars while using Earth as a mining and agricultural colony. What if Atlas is not preparing Mars for us, but for them? What if its arrival signals not just terraforming, but the beginning of their return? A habitable Mars, under the control of a civilization capable of interstellar travel and planetary engineering, would be the ultimate strategic high ground. With launch windows to Earth occurring every 26 months, they could time any action for maximum effect. From Mars, they could monitor every human activity, intercept our communications, track our military movements, and analyze our resource consumption with impunity. Worse still, they wouldn't need to invade. They could simply manipulate Earth's environment to enforce compliance. Subtle, undetectable modifications to our atmosphere, targeted climate engineering, or controlled resource scarcity could be deployed from Mars, turning our planet into a carefully managed and subjugated resource zone. Disturbingly, unexplained atmospheric anomalies on Earth, unusual auroras at non-polar latitudes, temporary magnetic field fluctuations could be interpreted as test runs of this very technology. In this scenario, a terraformed Mars doesn't make Earth a backup. It makes Earth the backup. Mars becomes the primary world, the center of technological and cultural power, while Earth is relegated to the role of a population overflow area, an extraction colony. The ancient Sumerian prophecy becomes a blueprint for a new horrifying world order. The grand illusion, are we puppets in a cosmic play? The sophistication of the operation suggests that human history itself may have been a carefully managed experiment. Major scientific breakthroughs often appear simultaneously across isolated cultures, as if knowledge was being disseminated, not discovered. Ancient texts describe technologies that should have been incomprehensible to their authors. Construction techniques at archaeological sites defy the supposed capabilities of their builders. This points to a systematic transfer of information from a source with advanced astronomical knowledge. What if Atlas is the culmination of this process? What if our entire space program, the rovers on Mars, the orbiters monitoring its atmosphere, has been developed not for our own exploration, but to provide the biological sensors needed to monitor their terraforming project? We have been conditioned, both culturally and psychologically, to accept authority and technological dependence. Our religions preach humility and obedience. Our education systems produce specialists, not holistic thinkers. Our economies reward compliance. Even our science fiction has prepared us to view aliens as either hostile invaders or benevolent teachers, never as dispassionate engineers who see us as tools. This is the ultimate benevolent tyranny. They may solve Earth's environmental crises, eliminate disease, and extend our lifespans. They may offer us comforts and technologies that seem like miracles. Faced with such overwhelming superiority and tangible benefits, resistance would seem not just futile but irrational. Why struggle for independence when dependence offers a better life? This is the trap. Our comfort becomes our cage. We trade our evolutionary potential, our autonomy, for temporary material gain, becoming replaceable biological components in a cosmic machine. The quantum archaeology revelation: we are the architects of our own destiny. Just when the narrative seems to plunge into inescapable despair, a final earth-shattering discovery recontextualizes everything. Deep beneath the Sahara, quantum archaeological analysis has uncovered ancient subterranean quantum computers operational for 200,000 years. These are not monuments. They are galactic-scale calculators, predicting the movements of stars and planets and, crucially, calculating optimal terraforming scenarios for Mars. The revelation is profound. Atlas is not a single vessel, but the first in a coordinated fleet of interstellar objects designed to transform Mars. And the purpose is not for alien occupation, but for human survival. These quantum computers have been predicting an irreversible environmental collapse on Earth for the next 50 years, a collapse locked in by solar system dynamics beyond our control. Mars is being prepared as a lifeboat. The most stunning twist? The cosmic intelligence behind Atlas is not alien at all. It is us, or rather, advanced human civilizations from previous 200,000-year cycles who faced the same environmental apocalypse, achieved interstellar travel, and returned to guide their successors. The psychological and genetic conditioning throughout our history was not to serve alien masters, but to prepare us for this evacuation. The Anunnaki were our own ancestors, our future selves, returning to ensure the species' continuity. This transforms the narrative from one of subjugation to one of cyclical survival. We are not facing our conquerors, we are facing our saviors, or our jailers, depending on the choice we make next. The ultimate choice, transcendence or dependence. This is the crux of the Atlas enigma. Previous human civilizations, having achieved technological transcendence, now offer us a lifeline, a safe, managed evacuation to a terraformed Mars. This is the path of security, chosen by an estimated 80% of civilizations in the cycle. It ensures survival but perpetuates dependence, trapping us in an endless loop of development and collapse. The alternative is a path of unimaginable risk, to reject their help and strive for our own transcendence, to use the pressure of impending doom to catalyze a consciousness evolution that allows us to develop the technology to not just evacuate, but to prevent Earth's collapse and break the cycle entirely. This is the path of the 20%, a path that has led to extinction for many, but to ultimate freedom for the few. Atlas is not just a terraforming device, it is a cosmic litmus test. It is evaluating not just our scientific understanding, but our collective will. Do we choose the safety of the lifeboat, accepting a future as wards of our advanced ancestors? Or do we choose the terrifying, exhilarating path of self-reliance, risking everything for the chance to become masters of our own destiny and break free from the wheel of time? The quantum computers reveal that this test is not unique to us. Dozens of other species across the galaxy are facing identical evaluations simultaneously. The ultimate challenge may be to achieve not just human transcendence, but cooperative transcendence, merging our consciousness with silicon-based, crystalline or plasma-based intelligences to create a new, unified form of awareness capable of reshaping the galaxy itself. The moment of decision, your consciousness, your cosmos. The convergence is upon us. As Atlas nears Mars and its atmospheric engines prepare to fire, humanity stands at the precipice of its greatest transformation. The red planet will become habitable, but the question is, what will become of the human spirit? This is not a story for passive observers. The text concludes with a direct, urgent appeal. What will you choose? Will you accept the comfortable, managed future laid out by our cosmic ancestors, or will you commit to the arduous, dangerous path of transcendence, believing that human consciousness holds the potential to evolve beyond all limitations, even those imposed by our own future? Your choice, the collective choice of humanity in this moment, resonates far beyond our solar system. It will determine not just our survival, but the very trajectory of consciousness throughout the galaxy. Will consciousness be defined by its ability to adapt and survive within managed systems? Or will it be defined by its indomitable will to transcend, to break free, and to become the architect of its own unlimited potential? The universe is watching. Mars is becoming a new world. The time for sleep is over, the time for choice is now. Choose dependence and survive as a managed species. Choose transcendence and become a cosmic citizen. The future of awareness itself hangs in the balance. Choose wisely. Choose transcendence.
And that's a wrap for today. We hope this journey left you equal parts fascinated, unsettled, and wildly curious about what else the universe is hiding. If your brain's buzzing, in the best way, you're gonna love what's coming next. Dive deeper. Check out our podcast for more mind-bending space mysteries, cosmic theories, and late-night what-if convos that keep you staring at the stars. Got a topic you're dying to explore? Drop it in the comments. I live to chase down the weird, the impossible, and the wait that can't be real, and turn it into your next favorite video. Until next time, stay curious, stay cosmic, and live like the universe is watching, because it just might be.